Hey everybody, this is Alex Merced from Alex Merced Coder, and I just released my new library, BetterTypes. So you might hear some of my cocktail a little bit in the background. Hopefully it doesn't make too much noise. Okay, he's out of the cage right now. But anyways, I just created this new library. It's really not so much a new library, more than an improvement of my Merced utils library, where I just kind of better organize the code and also improve the way that I did like super arrays and super string and all that stuff to better string, better array, and better set. So before, what I was doing was I was adding methods to the array prototype, to the string prototype. But someone brought out a good point that, if every library started adding stuff to the array prototype, you could cause all sorts of weird collisions of variable names. So what I did is, but the thing is, I didn't want to do what Lodash and like jQuery did, where they have like a $sign or an underscore with a bunch of functions on it. The reason being is that I want to be able to chain these functions back and forth. So what I did is I created a class called betterArray, and same thing with betterString. And then I created a function that uses strings and the eval function, so that way you can still use all the array and string methods on this class and chain them together. But then you have all these extra new methods on top of it, and you avoid the possibility of a collision. Okay? My bird thinks I'm talking to it, so it's responding. Okay? Oh, little birdie. It's okay, I'm recording a video. Okay. Now, basically, I'm going to install it. So basically, to install it, it's npm I at alexmerced/bettertypes. Okay, so that will install. Beep, 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 boop, boop, boop. Okay, and then basically, this is how you bring it in. There's basically 5 things that are exported from this library. There's random, which just basically has 4 random functions. Actually, we'll do console log. Okay, console.log random dot number, which, okay, that'll just be a random number between 1 and 10. Nope, wrong command. Node index.js. So 4, 9. You get the idea. Then it's random range, which is a random number between a range. So between, let's say, 5 and 10. Okay, save. Okay, and then there's random range FL, which is for a float. So it'll give me a number between 5 and 10, but they will have a floating point. It won't be floored. Okay, and then the last one is random index, which takes an array. Random index. You pass in an array, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it'll give you a random index from that array based on the length of the array. Okay. Nope. Cool. So that's all that is. Then there's 3 classes. So basically, these 3 are all classes that I created that will allow you to work with data a lot better, or give you some new tools in doing so. First one is BetterSet. So this is just a abstraction over the set type in JavaScript. So if you're not familiar with a set type, when you create a new set, you can pass in an array into a set, and basically it gives you a version of that array without duplicates, because a set is essentially a data set with all unique data. So let's try it out. So you would create a new BetterSet, and a new BetterSet you would pass in an array as the constructor. So we'll say 1, 1, well 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4. Okay, so you see there's a lot of duplicates. But since I pass into the BetterSet, and then if I console log it, oh, I keep doing the wrong command. You see, the BetterSet is essentially an object that has 2 properties: an array version of the set and a set version of the set. And then I designed it that when you use any of the functions on it, it automatically updates both. So basically, you can just treat this as your data set. And so if you want to use an array method, so that this is cool, so you can have a persistent set because it'll constantly reset itself. So that means it'll constantly clean out duplicates when needed. Okay, so for example, if I did something like this, well, the method is called rmeth. It allows you to use an array method. This also is going to exist again with the better arrays. That's how you'll access all the original array methods. But basically what you do is you pass in a string with which method you want to use. So I'm going to use I'll use map. And map, what I'm going to do is the second parameter is the argument you want to pass in. We get to pass it in as a string. Okay, because really what's going on under the hood, I'm interpolating these into a string that I'm passing into the eval function. Okay, so map. So then we map value. So you would just use map like you would normally use it. So value equals, and we're going to just basically return the Boolean, is the value greater than 1. Okay, is the value greater than 1. Okay, so that's going to be false, then true, 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 true for all the rest of the items in the array, or the better set. So if I do this, now here's the thing. So basically, technically, it's going to return you an array with the return value. So it should technically be false, true, 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 true. Problem is, this is a better set. Actually, this is the whole point of a better set. So when it returns the value, it's actually going to reset it. So it's just going to be true and false. That's what should be returned, or false then true. So if I do node index, false, true, 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 true. Interesting. It gave me multiple values that are the same. Let me double check. Maybe I'm wrong about what it's supposed to do. So let's go back and take a look at the actual code. So let me go back to bettertypes, package.json, index.js. Let's go over to the BetterSet code. Okay, it returns the result. Oh, okay, got it. It returns the result, which is that, but the set has been changed. So basically, if the set had been changed, it would have been turned to a new set. So that's fine. No, you get the map back. Okay, so you just get a normal result back. My apologies. Okay, so all those functions are going to work just the way you're used to them working. But again, if for some reason, and again, filters because it's a higher order function and it returns a new array, it's not altering the original array. Now, if it was a function that did alter the new array, so for example, if I try to do push, so let's say instead I want to push, and I decide I want to push 4 into the array, which already exists in the better set, then the duplicate will be taken care of. So we'll do that. And then we'll also console log. Well, I can't really console log it because I didn't save it into a variable. How do I want to do this? Let's actually save it into a variable then. Okay, we'll just do const my var. And this is going to equal this better set thing. So cut. So we'll create the better set there. So then this will be my var.rmeth push. And then we'll also console log my var on top of it so you can see both. Okay, so you see it returns a value because the array for a moment has 5 spots, but the better set then recalibrates the array, removes that extra 4, and keeps it where it only has unique data sets. So the idea is that your better set will never have duplicates. That's my point. Okay, so most of these functions return you new data. They don't actually like mutate the set, but to the extent that they do and cause new duplicates, the duplicates will always be removed. The array will always match the set. Okay, and I mean technically you could just access the array. You could access the array value by going my var dot, and you can use .r and then use your favorite function. The only difference is that if you're using rmeth, it's going to actually make sure that it updates both of these. So if I use like r.map, so my var.r dot push, and then I just push 4 into it. Okay, then what's going to happen is you will then have duplicates. Because you're just doing a normal push, and there's no process for it to like reset everything. Okay, so if you use this BetterSet tool and you use the functions that are provided, it can be pretty cool, and you don't have to really think about how these two things. See right there, you have the extra 4 in the array. But if you use it using our meth, it takes care of all that for you. You don't have to worry about that. Okay, so that's that. But the BetterSet also has other cool features. So let's make another one. Const my var2. That's also going to be a new BetterSet. Except this one's going to be 3, 4, 5, 6. Or actually 3 and 4. Okay, save. Now what we're going to do, I'm going to delete this console log for the moment. In here, we are going to cover my var, which is the first BetterSet, and it's going to use an actual like superset function, a BetterSet function. So it's going to use a function called isSuperset. And what isSuperset does, you're going to pass it in the second BetterSet, my var2, and it's going to say, is my var2, the original my var a superset of my var2, which it is. It contains 3 and 4 and more, so it's a superset. Kind of like TypeScript is a superset of JavaScript. It has everything JavaScript has and more. Okay, save. So what it'll do, it'll just return true. True. Okay, there is difference. Difference basically returns anything that's in the first set, but not in the second set. So the difference between the two. Okay, so in this case, it should just return 1 and 2 if I save. Okay, because 1 and 2 are the only things that are in the first set that are not in the second set. You can do union, which returns you the things that are the same between the two. Okay, and which is going to be 3 and 4. Those are the numbers that they share. So it returns 1, 2, 3, and 4. They do not share 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Did I use the right function? Did I save my var dot union? Or no, I'm thinking. Oh no, that just combines the two. Union just combines them. I'm thinking of intersection. And where did I get these 4 functions from? I didn't make these up. If you actually read the documentation for sets in MDN, they actually have these 4 functions. They're not actually built into JavaScript. Like, they just show you how you could build them yourself. So I figured, why not have them out of the box? These are actually useful functions, so just have them there. So save intersection. Okay, so there are 3 and 4. And then there's one more, semantic difference, or symmetric difference. And this one gives you anything that's in 1 but not in 2, and anything that is in 2 and not in 1. Okay, so this should give me 1, 2. Let's add a 5 to 2. So it should give me a 1, 2, and 5. Cool. So that's how that works. So far we've learned how to use the random object and BetterSet. In the next video, we'll talk about BetterString and BetterArray. So I'll see you guys in that video.